Vishal, for the folks out there that may not know who you are or your company, give us a little bit of background on yourself and the company.
So we started back in '95. My father actually was the original starter of the business. We bought it from a couple who was retiring. And since then, we started with a facility of no more than 1,900 square feet. And now we're at a facility of about 20,000 square feet. And my father has the education and the knowledge of electrical, mechanical, and civil engineering. And that's one of his fortes. And he's really smart at what he does. So he thought about getting into the ice business. And it was nothing but just frozen water, but there's a lot more to it than just frozen water.
Mhm,
Yeah, we talk a good bit. I think that's a common theme that we always talk
mhm.
about, and you guys lean into, obviously from a comedic value, but obviously like you said, it's a lot more than that.
That's right.
So, so for everyone who's tuning in today, this is we call him Mr. Patel on the phone all the time. It feels weird to call you Vishal, but this is Vishal Patel from Crystal Cubes Ice Distributors out of Mableton, Georgia. And we wanted to just invite him on to kind of speak to some of the stories that he's had about RouteIce. Uh, Mr. Patel has been using the RouteIce service for a while now, and he's come out with a couple different unique stories. So we wanted to ask you about the Rick Com device that was stolen, and how
Oh,
did that
yeah.
go down?
Hey, and before we get to that, I do want to make a mention for those that may not know who or what Route Ice is. But that is a monitoring device that goes into an ice box to be able to tell the level of what's in the box itself. So, just wanted to mention that for those that may not know what Route Ice or a RIC is.
So basically, early this summer, we had an interesting situation where we had our crew go out and install RIC units. And then about a month later, we realized one of the RIC units was not reporting properly. So my guys looked into it. They found the account. They went back to the account. And when they looked at the account, they said, well, the antenna's missing or the base station's missing on it.
Mhm.
So we contacted Otodata and KCS and gave them the RIC number because we had the number of the unit. And you guys were basically able to GPS track it exactly where it was at. And it happened to be that from the original location, it was about 2 miles away. Someone had just tossed it on the side of another store. And they actually tried to open it, but they couldn't open it. I guess they were just trying to steal whatever, technology or whatever, devices or chips or whatever's inside, but
Right.
nothing was actually opened up. That unit is still working. We connected it back where it belongs, and now it's still in operation. I mean, it's rugged. It's
Yeah.
it's,
That's
it's
pretty cool.
solid as a rock.
Yeah, so it's almost everything that we do and all the technology that is circulating in the world now, from our phones and now just a device that's sitting there, and the whole purpose of it is to be able to grab information about that ice box, about the level, the power, the temperature. But little did that person know when they disconnected it, they're going and trying to grab something what of value out of it, that they're being tracked. So, for all those people that are listening, if you got a piece of electronic, there's probably a decent chance that it's going to be tracked
Yeah.
in some way or the other. So, of the value and you being able to do that, I know that you were also quoted at one point of talking about, well, not only that being able to recover this device, but you've been quoted before about it being a lie detector test as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So every Iceman knows, and whether you're new, old, or been around for many, many years, that every customer you have, whenever they get desperate for ice, whether their employees forgot to order it, forgot to take the delivery, or whatever the case is, whether it be a slow seller or a fast volume seller, even the slow sellers will make you think that they're high volume customers. And they'll basically say, "Oh, I'm out of ice," or "I don't have any ice in my box." But when you get there and the driver's delivering, they send you a picture, say, sir, there's still like 40 bags in the box. You're not out of ice. I consider the RIC unit it to be more of a lie detector test to let you really know if the customer is calling bluff. Because just like you're sitting at the blackjack table at Vegas and trying to play blackjack 21 with the customers, what you're doing, are they bluffing, or are they, do they have the right set of cards?
Yeah.
And we sometimes call their bluff, and they know it because we'll tell them, well, you're sitting at 30%, so you've got somewhere around 30 bags still in your box. And they say, yeah, there is 30 bags in my box. Okay, so you're physically not out of ice.
Yeah.
You have something there, and we'll get to you today sometime, and take care of it. But I just can't rush somebody over there, like it's like a fire sale. That's not the case.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a question then. Do you think that that was a store owner that just got ticked off at you, that you were monitoring their ice and they stole the
No,
device and they were just chunking?
no, that was two different stories. I mean, the first few customers that when we started installing RIC units for, they were trying to figure out what we were doing, and then we told them that we have a way to make sure that they don't run out of the product, make sure that their ice box has power and is holding temperature, but at the same time to help them not have to make a phone call, because we have a device that lets us know when you're running low. So you will not be out of ice, and that's the whole
Mm.
purpose of it. But it does help in the long run. I mean, eventually, when you have multiple units on a route, and then in a season like now that we're in, talk about in December, the fall and winter season, it really helps the bottom line for the Iceman, so he doesn't have to go to all the customers. You're able to run a report, you're able to go into the search function of the website for RouteIce and pull up your route for all the rigs that are installed, and basically slim it down to you only have 8 customers or 15 customers out of 30 customers that need it. So you only go to the 15 and send your employee back, give him a full load on the truck, and he empties out the truck. So, you try to make your money's worth, basically. And then
Yeah.
the other 15 accounts you
Absolutely.
don't have to service because they're still sitting at 50%.
Right. Right. Well, that's better than him driving the truck around all day, burning up fuel and just wasting his time, and maybe making a couple
Right.
small deliveries,
Yeah,
right?
I
that's
mean,
right.
the goal is to be efficient, right?
Right.
So the more product you drop at each location, the better value it is for both the customer and for the Iceman, right? So
Sure.
then, I mean, there's a big difference between you dropping 200 bags versus you dropping 50 bags. You'd rather do
Right.
200 because then your cost of delivery goes down.
Right.
That's
Right.
right. That's right. I mean, making it what we call a productive stop, right? So
That's
Hmm.
it.
you don't
Yeah.
want to have those unproductive or even total loss stops. There's a lot of things that go into that we've been told, that just the morale of the driver sometimes. And if you have drivers running on sales commissions, they pull up, and if it's a full box and they're like, well, I mean, I just wasted 20 minutes of my
Right.
life, and I get, I'm not getting commission off of that.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely, and that is true. That's one of the biggest thing is that you've got customers who are separated by 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 10 miles, and you're driving there, but then the customer hasn't sold, but out of 100%, he's only sold 20%. So there's still a
Right.
lot of volume sitting there. And the other thing is that when you have the RIC units and the volume level control that you're doing, it really helps with product rotation. So you don't have to keep putting product in a box that already has ice in it, where if the customer's volume level goes down in the box, then there's less product to rotate, but you're rotating at a smaller scale. You're not rotating at a heavier scale of moving like 80 bags, and now you're just only moving
Right.
20 bags and
Right.
filling the box back up with fresh product
Right.
on the inside.
Yeah. Makes good
I
sense to
love
me.
it. I love it. So, you have been one of the best uh, testifiers, I guess, of giving us little ideas to share with other folks that are asking questions. The lie detector story,
Mhm.
the stolen Rick story. Anything else that you've experienced with the RouteIce product or service that you didn't expect? Maybe anything else that was unusual or funny or just sticks out to you?
No, I mean, the system works. I mean, you're going to have the frequency of signals. I wish it was more, but it's all about saving battery because some of these units run on battery, some will run on power too, also the RIC units. But to be honest with you, any other funny story to recall, I don't have because it's been straight business with the RIC units, and they do exactly what they're supposed to do. We'll sometimes get a sensor. As you guys have told us in the past, we had some sensors that were having some problems, and Otodata stepped in and did what they were supposed to do: send us new items and took back the old non-working parts. But
Right.
it does what it's supposed to do, and I don't have. I still consider it to be a lie detector test. You call it a polygraph test if you want to. That's pretty much what it is. You're playing blackjack 21 is what it
Yeah.
is, and that's the dealer sitting right there in that ice box telling you what the truth is.
Well, we really appreciate you joining us. I do have one other question, and that's concerning. I guess we always try to have advice that you want to be able to give to somebody else, but it's a question, and then I would like for you to give that advice. And I don't know if Jeff has any other questions after this, but uh, when it comes to your implementation strategy, and this goes across, just looking at sensors. What made you decide I wanted to go with sensors? And obviously, we already know the benefits of it, but did you know that ahead of schedule? And how have you grown your sensing capability?
So basically, we knew we wanted to go this route. I mean, you guys have competition from other companies, but the numbers were just not adding up. It was costing too much. This actually is a bang for his buck. I understand that there's a commitment between the Iceman and KCS and Otodata when it comes to the hardware, but it's a commitment that pays for itself. So you don't have an upfront heavy capital funding that has to be done for it. That's the first thing. But we knew it if we wanted to take care of our heavy customers, our big buyers, our medium-sized buyers, that we would focus on the big buyers and the medium-sized buyers, because you have smaller clients who don't have that much of a volume that are flexible of working with you on your delivery schedules because they know they're not a heavy volume purchaser. But
Mhm.
the goal is to take care of the big buyers and the medium goal buyers. And then that way you can work around the small guys into it. And it really helps. A lot of customers will call and say, well, look, I want the same setup that you have for my friend down the street. Okay, I want the sensor, I want this or that.
Mhm.
There's and they like it because we tell them that the whole purpose of the unit is for us to keep a track. And it also helps because the RouteIce system emails you. You don't have to go to the website. Whoever's in charge of dispatching gets an email. Hey, this is where they're low. This is how much they have. Because of the threshold you're able to set, you have a early warning before the customer decides to even try to call you that they're out of ice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
fantastic.
I don't have another question to ask, Mr. Patel. I just want to say, if you're watching this, and as Ethan mentioned, if you have questions about Route Ice, we on our podcast, whether it's the regular episodes or the nuggets, we really don't push our products very much. We try not to be salesy, so we're not going to go any deeper into it. But if you don't know about Route Ice and you'd like uh, to learn more, give us a call. I'll be the one that you want to talk to. I handle those conversations, and we'd be happy to talk to you about it. And you can talk to someone else that's using our system, like Mr. Patel, and ask them how it's working for them if you like. Mr. Patel, thank you so much for
Yes,
taking
thank
the
you.
time and
Thank you.
sharing your experiences. We value you and appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you very much. We're coming to you from the RouteMan Studios at the KCS headquarters here in Pelham, Alabama, and we appreciate your time and good luck coming into the new year.
Thank you.